Hello, hello everyone who's joining. Hello. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Feel free to share your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions in the chat box. It's open for everyone. As usual, I will ask, how's the weather for you? Because for me, it's a weird mixture between sunny, cloudy, windy, and rainy. All day. It's changing in different successions. Hello. Hello, Kyiv, Barshat. Hello, Kривий Ріг. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay, we still have a few minutes. Запоріжжя. Hello, Запоріжжя. Кривий Ріг. Hello. Are you all ready for the school year to end? Is it already like on the approaching the finish line? Or is it still very much going full force? Dnipro, hello. Makariv, hello. Okay. I'm just looking around myself because I don't know where my cat has gone. Sumi, hello. So I'm just checking because who knows when or how will she appear. Hello, Zaporizhia. Hello. Okay, hello. Cherkasy region. Okay. Cherkasy region, the village of Makiyivka. Hello. Hello. So, as usual, if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to know more about, you know that you can contact me. So that's no problem, as usual. Hello, Ternopil. Hello. So this webinar will be a little bit different. I decided to, talk about checking the students' test taking skills, but I decided to approach it differently, a little bit differently. So you definitely know that we have some supporting textbooks for our secondary school courses, such as grammar books and test books or test booklets for full plus. So I decided to show you how you can use these materials and how you can use these the exercises and the tasks that complete the textbooks, and also some of the additional resources that we provide as part of the methodological support for our secondary courses, how you can use all of that to help your students succeed in taking any type of tests. So I know that maybe not all of you have, who will attend today's webinar, that not all of you have these textbooks, but if you do, you will know how to implement them in the next cycle of school year. And if you don't have them, then you will know how you can use them and probably will get them for yourself. Окей. Вінниця, Чернігів, Хмельницький, Київ, Тернопіль, Полтава, Глодоси. Людмила Ільчук, can you tell me more specifically where is your city or a village? Is it in Ukraine? I'm sorry if I offended you, but I'm not familiar with this name. So I'm just checking. Київ, Суми, Дніпро, hello. Суми, hello. So I'm just checking. Харків. Hi, пані Ольга. I remember one of our teachers who always participates. He sends a greeting in the chat box talking about invincible Kharkiv. Pani Oksana, hello. Very glad to see you here. Ужгород, Івано-Франківськ, Одеса, Дніпро, Одеса, Івано-Франківськ. Wow, we have people from all over Ukraine. As usual, definitely. So, Kyiv, Dnipro. So, just a little spoiler. Zakarpattia, hello. Just a little spoiler. So last year, I attended the event that was hosted by Osvitoria, which is called Вчителі майбутнього, just as your usual methodologist or a teacher. But if everything goes according to plan, hopefully I will be Dnipro. Hello, Pani Anna. But if everything happens as we hope it would happen, I would be this year, 2025, I would have the opportunity to speak during Вчителі майбутнього 2025 in Lviv on June 19th and 20th, if everything happens accordingly. And I know for sure that when it all falls into place, we will make a post about it and you will know. But if you would be attending the Вчителі майбутнього 2025 event in Lviv on June 19th and 20th, I will be there. So you can come to me, meet me live, in real life. And I will definitely be very happy to see you, to talk to you all, greet you, and spend a few minutes of my time with you, just talking and discussing things. Oh, Pani Ludmila answered. Oh, okay. Kremenchuk, hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. So I think we can start. Yeah, because as usual, we have a few informatory slides to go through. Yeah. And I need to share a few things. So, okay. Can you tell me if you see the presentation? Oh, Pan Anatoly, I mentioned you before about you greeting, your greeting as you joined the webinar from Invincible Kharkiv. Hello. Hello, everyone. So tell me, do you see the presentation on your screens right now? Okay, I see. No, Panintali says put minus. Oh, I see pluses. Minuses, pluses. Okay, so I think, so, okay, I see pluses, pluses. Okay, okay. Maybe it hasn't like loaded, yeah, yet. Okay. Okay. So if I do you see now 17 years in the market? Yes. Okay, good. Good. So as usual, let me tell you a little bit about the Lingvіст as a company, and then we will move on to our usual presentation of the webinar part. So, yes, Lingvist has spent 17 years on the market, and as you well know, we are the official representatives of Cambridge University Press and Assessment, of Publications, National Geographic Learning in Ukraine. Me too, Pani Oksana, me too. Okay. We offer more than 10,000 study materials, starting from dictionaries to exam trainers, courses, and many, many more things. And also you can become a part of our partnership program with special events and terms that we provide to those who participate in it. With 8th grades rolling in, we can confidently say that at this point in time, almost 1 million students, even maybe more than that, use our textbooks that were adapted to new standards by our Lingvist publishing house and the formula brand that we have that makes very interesting textbooks for NUSH classes also. Yeah, hello everyone. Also, you can get personal offers if you are our loyal client with assigned managers, some tier discounts, and definitely a quick delivery all around Ukraine. Maybe with slight delays when we are in season and when we need to deliver many orders, and we are trying to do it all. And we host more than 250 webinars per year, including our all-Ukrainian conferences, such as Lingvist United Conference Ukraine, that we have in spring, usually in March, at the end of the March, and our back-to-school conferences with our partners in August. Okay, and you definitely know that Lingvist, it's not just English, it's also German, French, Spanish, Italian, and Polish languages. And our in-house brand formula offers textbooks for NUSH classes for ICT, math, and science. But today, we are diving deeper into how we can help our students develop their test-taking skills with ready-made English tests. When we talk about ready-made English tests, we usually mention tests that somebody else created for us. And Lingvist is very good at this, and we are definitely very proud of all of the supporting materials or textbooks that we offer to teachers to make their lives that much easier, but also that comply to the program and offer students a wide variety of tasks to see just how much they have evolved in their skills and their knowledge. I won't spend too much time talking about myself because you definitely know everything that there is to know about me if you attend our webinars. But from April, my new position is called Senior ELT Consultant for Lingvist. Just growing and growing. At this point in time, it's more than 10 years of experience with NUSH. I have worked with NUSH in primary and secondary schools. Hopefully we'll get to work with it in high school. I hope very much so. Still work with different age groups. I very much enjoy using digital resources and online activities and sharing them with everybody else. And as usually I say, in my humble opinion, I'm an expert in creating those materials. Something that always interests people who attend webinars is definitely a certificate. Yeah, so you will get the opportunity to receive your certificate when you get the letter from us on May 15th. Let me switch to Ukrainian so I can explain it easier and quicker. Отже, для всіх учасників, які зареєструвалися і були присутні на вебінарі, надійде лист 15 травня. Не можу вам сказати точної години, коли це відбудеться, упродовж дня. У листі ви будете мати кнопочку, яка буде вести на нашу Google форму, на опитувальник. Вам потрібно буде заповнити цю Google форму, наприкінці в Google форми надіслати, натиснути кнопочку «Надіслати» і не закривати ось ту сторінку, на якій ви знаходитеся. Бо відразу, після того, як ви натиснете «Надіслати», вам оновиться сторінка, з'явиться повідомлення, що дякуємо за заповнення форми, і з'являться назви вебінарів з датами та посилання на папки із сертифікатами. Ми залишаємо посилання на всі попередні всеукраїнські вебінари, на папки з сертифікатами, тому що іноді буває, що не відразу люди відкривають листа, не відразу заходять, не відразу завантажують сертифікат. Тому, щоб не було ніяких непорозумінь, ми залишаємо всі посилання, які у нас були на папки з сертифікатами, залишаємо відразу наприкінці форми. Коли ви перейшли за посиланням у свою папочку, біля кожної папки, нагадую, стоїть дата і стоїть назва вебінару, відповідно. Ви можете знайти свій сертифікат, просто проглянувши всі ті сертифікати, які вам відразу з'являться в папці, або, щоб спростити пошук, ви відкриваєте папочку, яка буде з самого верху зватися «Для швидкого пошуку», і в ній буде документ під назвою «Перелік учасників». В цій папці, в цьому документі буде перелік усіх учасників, і навпроти кожного імені, прізвища буде посилання на сертифікат. Пам'ятайте, будь ласка, якою мовою ви вносили свої дані під час реєстрації. Тобто, якщо ви вносили свої дані українською мовою, в сертифікаті вони будуть відображатися українською. Вносили англійською, відповідно, в сертифікаті вони будуть відображатися англійською. Okay, do you have any questions about getting a certificate after attending the webinar? Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, no questions. Okay. So, the agenda for today, yeah? Okay, everything is clear about certificates. Good. So, when we mention the agenda for today, yeah, so we will learn how to quickly spot some hidden issues that can hinder the test-taking process of our students. Yeah, is it the timing? Is it not understanding the questions, or maybe weak strategies that make our students not successful? Also, how we can understand the test errors that our students make, yeah, to see not just the simple grammar mistakes that students make, but to see the real barriers. And also how we can turn this all around and use these materials to our advantage and to our students' advantage, and teach them how to succeed in the classroom tests, or maybe in the future in other external assessments that they will need to complete. And let's be honest, yeah, we very heavily focus on teaching grammar and vocabulary, which is definitely essential when we talk about the English language. But test success involves, or grammar success, involves more than just knowing the rules. Yeah, and remember at the beginning I told you that this webinar would be different. Yeah, I will show you how you can use the materials that are already a part of the course to help your students, yeah, grow, evolve, and improve. Yeah, so all of the good things. We will look how we can, during the webinar, yeah, we will look at how during the analysis of the students' performance of doing these ready-made tests, how it can help us, yeah, to see those problems that are hiding in the back. Maybe our students rush and that's why they make careless errors, or maybe they just don't understand what the task is asking them to do. Or maybe they just can't divide their time properly, and that's why they have problems doing that. So ultimately, this webinar is centered around helping you and in turn your students to not just do tests, but to learn from it and use it to your advantage. Yeah. Okay. So when we mention the tools that can be used to help yourself as a teacher and your students, yeah. So I told you that we will be using our additional supporting characters in the courses, yeah? So when we mention our grammar books, yeah, that concentrate all of the grammar material that was presented in the student's book, yeah? Okay, Pan Bogdan, I think you will learn something interesting today. Hopefully you will. And when we mention grammar, yeah. Hello, Pani Alla. Hello. Usually, we know that making sure that our students remember and use it correctly sometimes is not as easy as it may look, yeah, because it's not just remembering the rule, it's knowing how to use it in practice, yeah. And grammar books definitely provide us with the essentials to do that. And the test books, yeah, that are also a part of the additional components of the course, they provide us with ready-made tests for each unit, for each module in the terms of full blast plus, for each semester. And they definitely help us see how our students have retained that knowledge, that vocabulary, everything that we have shown them, yeah, taught to them. And it's not just, again, buying the textbook, such as grammar book or test booklet, for the sake of buying it, just to have it in your teaching portfolio, yeah? The key here is to understand the synergy, yeah, the connection. The grammar book builds the accuracy that students need for doing the tests, be it the tests from the test book in Prepare or test booklet in Full Blast Plus. But in any case, when we teach students grammar, our ultimate goal is to give them knowledge to solve the tasks that are given to them, be it during classes, be it by doing tasks for homework, or by doing any type of test. So at this point in time, when we look at test taking process, we don't think too much into the future, but let's be honest. Eventually, all of our secondary school students will move on to high school and will be required to pass a test, be it NMT or maybe ZNO, later on in the future when everything finally settles down after Ukraine has won and we are back to our usual lifestyle. But in any case, students will need to take a test, yeah, to show their level of knowledge. And it's not something that we can avoid, unless, of course, the student doesn't need to pass an English test to get into a certain university. But tests are not just to get the final result of something, yeah? They are used also to check the application and reveal the gaps in the skills that our students have. Yeah, when it comes to grammar, when it comes to vocabulary, or the combination of them both in use of English, or reading, or speaking, or writing. Yeah. So, how we can turn this process to our favor and use the materials that we have wisely. So we definitely need to start by building a foundation. And building that foundation comes with the usage of the grammar books. Of course, it's not just grammar books. It's the student's book or the textbook, however you want to call it, that students use during lessons in general. But when we mention grammar books, it's usually the sources that provide a specific grammar topic and let us and our students discover it in all of its nuances. Yeah, so in every minuscule detail and understand every single imperfection, yeah, or challenge that comes with certain grammar topics. And before we can even start, yeah, checking the test-taking skills of our students by using textbooks, we of course need to get that solid foundation, yeah, of grammar books. So systematic grammar instruction is definitely key. So first of all, it's using clear explanations and examples. How? Yeah. So I will be showing you the examples of the strategies, techniques, methods, and also their application from both courses, not just one, but both. Yeah. So make sure that you see all of that. And if you have questions, ask me in the chat box, okay? I will be periodically checking the chat box to answer your questions during the webinar, okay? So, for example, in Full Blast Plus grammar that we have a part of right here, we can see that the explanations are presented very, very clearly, yeah? It's divided into boxes, yeah, different boxes that have the appropriate labels to them, and everything is very clear and structured, yeah, because we know when we start explaining to students different grammar aspects, more often than not, they lose our track of explanation 2 minutes into the process. But when students can refer back to such an explanation that is very clear and easy to digest, yeah, it's easy for them to recall everything and use this description of rules to help them do the tasks, basically. And of course, it's not just clear explanations and examples of things, yeah? Also, we need to keep in mind that after we have explained, yeah, we need to use the different exercises that the grammar books provide us for the processing of all of those rules, yeah, for practical usage of them. And we can engage our students into different varieties of exercises. It's not just filling the gap, yeah? It's, for example, like the exercise right here that is taken from Prepare Grammar 7 textbook, where you need to help your students see the mistakes in the sentences and correct them. So, for example, let's imagine ourselves as students, and let's check, for example, sentence number 1 and number 2. So we have sentence number 1. Yes, Pan Bogdan took the words right out of my mouth from for the next few slides. Yeah, Pan Bogdan. Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah. The sentence in the task says, I will fix this my washing machine tomorrow. Yeah, and Pani Alessandra says, fix, yeah, because with will, we use the base form of the verb, yeah? So I will fix my washing machine tomorrow. Okay, let's look at sentence number 2, yeah? She may turns off the TV in the evening. Yeah, may turn. Yeah, good job, everyone. Yeah. So you see, we as teachers catch on to the mistakes very easily. Yeah. But for some students, it's very much needed to see how those mistakes, yeah, can be almost not unnoticeable, right? Because if you remember that after will, we use the base form, yeah, and after some forms of modal verbs, we use also base form, yeah. So again, additional practice, it's not just filling in the gaps, yeah, just turn the verb that is in the brackets to the correct form. It's also the ability to see where the problem is in the sentence that already exists, yeah. Okay, good job, my dear students in the chat box. Very good. I'm very proud of you. And also, we need to check the understanding, yeah, in our students by CCQs, yeah, by asking them questions. So asking them what was the hardest to notice, what was the easiest to do, or something like that, yeah. So constantly checking in with students to get their feedback, because when you get that feedback from students, you can understand more in depth what struggles they face when they work with a particular topic. So getting the feedback is always appreciated and definitely needed. Okay, but we are not done building the foundation yet. Pan Bogdan in the chat box mentioned that he very much enjoyed seeing the situations where the grammar topic is used when it comes to full plus grammar. I was just about to say this, yeah? So for getting the context and using it to show the meaning of grammar, yeah? Link grammar to the unit themes or real situations. And just like this, yeah, we have the example from Unit 8 from grammar for the grammar textbook from Full Plus course. And here we have the topic of future be going to, yeah? And we have the dialogue between two friends who are talking about where they will be going in the future, yeah, for their holidays. And seeing how exactly the grammar works, but take note of this, before the student actually sees the rule. Yeah, I think Pan Bogdan will be helpful right here. He will prove to you that this dialogue is the first thing that the student sees on the page where the grammar topic starts. Only after the student has seen, or the students have seen, how this grammar topic is used in practice, in context, do they see the grammar rule explained? Yeah? Yeah, Pani Natalia also says yes. So it's, again, it's showing how things work and letting students make their own assumptions, yeah? After seeing how it all works in practice. And for example, it's not just to present the usage of the grammar before you do the exercises and before you explain it to students. It's also using the visuals that support the exercises where they, of course, are provided to make sure that the student or students understand what is happening, what is the situation. Yeah, so here we have a task from Prepare Grammar, grade 7. Yeah. I agree, Pan Bogdan. Yeah, sometimes students can cheat. That's sure. That's for sure. When we have any sort of visuals that can help students get into that zone, into that context, so to say, it definitely helps for students to like immerse themselves into not just this grammar, but also the language and the situation, and like live through it. Yeah. So definitely here we see a picture, a drawing, let's say, of different people doing something at the park. And students need to look at the picture and write what each person will be doing tomorrow. Yeah, and use the words from the box, of course, put those words into correct forms, and so on and so on. Yeah. So we definitely know that having any type of context when students are working with grammar makes it more meaningful. Yeah. And the solid knowledge of grammar is definitely the biggest prerequisite to success in tests. Yeah. And the grammar book, be it from Prepare, be it from Full Blast Plus, helps us teachers build this for our students. Yeah, build this foundation for them. But it's not just using the grammar books for the foundation. Yeah, it's also going further and developing accuracy and fluency in our students. So solid grammar knowledge needs to translate into usable skills, yeah, into practical usage. And when we have that accuracy, yeah, it can be easily transformed to a fluency bridge. Yeah. So it's not just the rules and their usage. It's also the combination of that grammar with the vocabulary, with everything else that we know. And in turn, it helps students become fluent in expressing themselves with the language that they are learning. And we start with controlled practice with tasks like, for example, MCQs. So yeah, multiple choice questions. And then we move on to more communicative practices, to communicative approaches. For example, let me show you what I mean. Yeah. So we have worked through the explanation of the rules. We have seen how it works in context. We have done multiple types of exercises, but the best way to practice any grammar or vocabulary is, of course, by using it on yourself, in practice on yourselves. Yeah. So that's where speaking tasks come into play. They are present in the Full Blast Plus and also in Prepare grammar books. Again, I'm just showing you examples from each of them. Yeah, not from both of them at the same time, but for each of them. But both textbooks have tasks for writing, for speaking, for reading, for grammar, vocabulary, and so on and so on. For example, here we have a task that connects to our grammar topic that we already discovered, be going to. And students need to work in pairs to answer some questions, and in answering those questions, they need to use be going to, yeah, and talk about their weekend. They can use the descriptions, yeah, or the prompts from the box that is provided, but they also can use their own ideas. Yeah, and that's how students apply it to themselves. I always like to say that when students have more practical usage, when they put it on themselves, so to speak, it makes them form some emotional connections. And it definitely helps them to remember it better. Also, when we mention more communicative practices, we shouldn't forget about writing. But that writing task can also be personalized, because here we have, yeah, the usage of will or may, and students need to answer the questions about themselves. using those structures. Yeah. Also, we can make it all work when we use pair work activity. Yeah. So not just writing, not just speaking in general, but for example, in tasks, right, like the ones that are on the slide. So students need to use prompts to make sentences into the correct tense. Yeah. And students definitely can use their knowledge, their own knowledge, but they also can take directions from their partners, from the peer that they are working in, or from the group that they are working in. But also here, I would advise you to check out the materials that Lingvіст provides in terms of internet support, and also of the IVB to Full Blast Plus that you can find very helpful. I will show those materials to you at the end of the webinar, but I think you are already familiar with them. If you aren't, wait until the end of the webinar. I will show it all to you. Okay, when we talk about using the ready-made tests, in terms of the test book from Prepare or test booklet from Full Blast Plus. So they are the definition of ready-made tests, yeah? And their first crucial role is to help students get familiar with any type of tests that they are taking, yeah? Students need to be exposed to different types of questions that they will face in taking different types of tests, yeah? So we need to remember that test books or test booklets, yeah, because different names from different courses, they are more than just assessment. They are a way to check the level of our students' skills. And to help that, yeah, we can expand their familiarization process to prevent basic errors in the future. The first thing we can do for that to happen is to regularly use diverse tasks. For example, here is the vocabulary task from Prepare. Again, it's not just filling in the gaps. It's students matching sentence halves. Well, not like sentence halves fully, but we can see that we have almost a full sentence and like a description of a person, yeah? So basically it's matching a word with the definition, but in terms of creating a full sentence, yeah? It's not just the word slash or something like that and the meaning, yeah? It's a full sentence. Or for example, again, when we mentioned the diversity, yeah, it's again from Prepare, it's reading, yeah, the task and choosing the correct answer, but they all look very, very similar, yeah? And how do I need to choose the correct answer, yeah? But again, it's not just checking the knowledge, it's the option for students to put their knowledge to practice and also take note of things that make each sentence unique, yeah? Because of I don't know, because of the people that are used in the sentences, or maybe because of the I forgot how to say this in English. I'm so sorry. Not rate. Частота. Help me out, please. I forgot. So noticing different things that help you see what tense is used in each sentence? Frequency. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Frequency. Also, yeah, if we take note about tasks of reading, yeah, so it's working with texts about different things, about different people, and the task here is to check if the sentences that we have after the text are true or false. But also, it's not just us seeing if the students understand the grammar and the vocabulary, it's how they interpret what they see in the text, right? So it's the seeing if they understand the text as a whole thing, yeah, and if they understand what they need to do also. For example, here is a task from Full Blast Plus test booklet from the grammar section. So complete the sentences with who, which, that, or where. If they can be omitted, put them in the brackets. Yeah. So again, it's very different diversity. Yeah, different diversity. It's a very diverse plethora of exercises that you can use to help your students see different sides of the grammar, and from the for the different types of tasks that they can encounter, because it's not always just fill in the blanks or put the verb in the brackets into the correct tense. It's not only that. It's many different types of tasks that students can encounter. Also, when we talk about familiarization, yeah, of course, it's teaching our students, yeah, how to approach each format, how to work with different types of tasks, yeah. So for example, here our students have to work with gerund or infinitive form of the verbs in brackets. And before they actually start doing this exercise, we can review the patterns, yeah, that we learned from the student's book and from the grammar book, and we just recall those memories, yeah, that knowledge. And it will definitely help to prevent errors from simply not understanding what is required, yeah? So we need to complete the sentence with the correct form of the verb. Okay. We need to remember, yeah? So when we have this particular situation, we use gerund. If we have this situation, we use infinitive, and so on, yeah? So recalling different situations, different patterns, where each grammar topic is suited for, yeah? It's, of course, remembering that we need to emphasize the reading of the directions, yeah? So we need to remind our students that we need to be careful when we read the requirements of the task. And we need to see if we understand it, yeah? So already familiar task to you. So complete the sentences with the who, which, that, or where. But, yeah, if they can be omitted, we need to remember to put them in brackets, yeah? It helps us see if students remember this particular detail, yeah? And sometimes those particular things, those particular details are a key element of taking any test skill. I won't go too into detail, but some of you have definitely passed ZNO before, or you were a part of the teachers who were the instructors or senior instructors during the ZNO, or maybe even an MT, and you definitely know that there are some requirements, yeah, for those tests that students need to follow. And it's definitely very important that students keep all of that in mind and they remember it, yeah? Next part of our usage of the ready-made tests, it's spotting hidden issues that our students may encounter when they are working with different types of tests. Beyond providing students with a sense of familiarity when they work with different types of tasks, test books or booklets, in case of Full Blood Plus, help us spot different hidden issues, yeah, the strategic weaknesses that our students may have. So we use the test books or test booklets to observe how our students work, yeah, take notice of those different things. And when we spot those hidden issues, we in turn teach our students strategies that help them, that prevent them from doing those, from having those issues and doing things wrong. So one of them is definitely a poor timing problem. I know for sure that when I was helping students prepare for ZNO, they had problems comprehending that ZNO was a timed test and they need to complete the required amount of tasks until the time runs out. And I used to have these practice simulation situations where we had a set amount of time and they needed to complete a certain amount of tasks. And it was very helpful because it helped students see just how much or how little they can complete in a certain amount of time. Yeah. For example, when we talk about reading tasks and all of the things that students need to complete after doing the reading task, yeah? So we can simulate exam conditions sometimes, yeah? If we, of course, can, but seeing as the usual lesson in school is 45 minutes, we can definitely spend like 20 minutes on the reading task, right? And after we have had this trial run, this practice situation, we can ask students after it, yeah? So where did you spend the most time when you were doing the this particular task, yeah? Did you have any problems? What problems were those? How you tried to overcome those problems, yeah? So did you finish in time? Were you able to finish all of the tasks that you were given in time? And all of those answers will definitely help you and your students see where was the problem. Maybe it was a poor timing, maybe students couldn't divide their time equally between things that they wanted to accomplish. And that will show you that you need to teach your students some reading strategies, like for example, skimming to gather main ideas, or maybe scanning that will help your students find the specific details that they need to answer the questions or choose if the statements were true or statements were false that were given after the text. Also, yeah, we can observe how students tackle the MCQs, yeah, the multiple choice questions. So for example, the already familiar exercise that we have seen from prepared test book. And here students have multiple choice questions, yeah? And when we check, yeah, the results of the test that was taken, so you're checking and you're so you say, what did you choose for sentence number 1? Yeah, so what next weekend? And we had, are you doing, do you do, did you do? Yeah, so most of the students will say, what are you doing? Yeah, next weekend. Okay, good. But maybe there would be one person who will say, what do you do? Yeah, and you start asking, so why did you choose B? Yeah, okay, because of this thing in the sentence that you have seen, yeah? But okay, but the majority has chosen A. Yeah, so can everybody else tell me, why did they choose A? Yeah, oh, Yeah, we can use be going to, yeah, or we can use even present continuous to talk about future plans. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bangbadan is very right. So sometimes students think that when in the sentence where it's the weekend or weekday, it's a routine. Yeah, and even though there is next standing before that, they just very focused on the weekend and they think it's the frequency of something happening. So yeah, so always ask students when they have multiple choice questions, tasks. So what made them choose this particular answer? Yeah, and again, it will help you see where students have problems while taking tests or doing tasks. For grammar tasks like tense reviews, for example, so here it's a gap fill from Full Plus test booklet. Yeah, we need to teach our students how to look for, actively look for any contextual clues like time expressions that can help us understand which grammar tense we need to use here. So, for example, let's look at the first paragraph. Yeah, so Stella traveling 2 weeks ago and with month. Yeah, so Stella, in brackets we have always loved traveling. So the always in the brackets is already a very big giveaway. Yeah, so we know that when we have love, hate, like, don't like, yeah, so usually it's something very stable, very present, yeah, but here we have the option of choosing only present perfect simple or past simple, yeah, and we can't say that she always loved, yeah, because Stella is still alive. So the only obvious choice here is to use present perfect. Yeah. So Stella has always loved traveling. Yeah. Am I correct or am I wrong? Do you agree with me or do you disagree? Let me know in the chat box. But even if we omit the first sentence, yeah, we have the second one. And right at the beginning, 2 weeks ago, and when I usually explain to students the differences between present perfect and past simple, I usually say for past simple, you need to remember that you have the concrete time of something happening in the past. It's very important for past simple. For present perfect, it doesn't matter when it happened in the past. The most important thing that matters is that it either happened or it didn't happen. We don't care when it happened for present perfect. We mostly care if it happened or not. And when you explain to students this concept like this, in very simple terms, they're suddenly like, oh, I get it now. So yeah, and we have 2 weeks ago, yeah, so definitely past simple. 2 weeks ago when she turned 25, her parents, but it still follows the pattern of 2 weeks ago of past simple, yeah? So her parents got her a wonderful present. And when you help students see how those different time expressions help them understand what grammar tense is used, it makes their lives that much easier. Okay. Also, when we have writing tasks that students need to complete, yeah, for any writing task, planning is very much appreciated and needed. For example, here we have a writing task where students need to write a reply to an email from their English friend, whose name is David, and they need to write the reply in about 50 words. So give your students 2 or 3 minutes before they start working on their writing assignment in the classroom, since it's a test, yeah, that they are taking, to create a very simple outline of the answer, yeah, that they need to have. So for example, here we have, how are you? We need to answer the question of how are you? What state are you in? Yeah. We need to tell David, how was our summer? Where did we go? What did we do? Who we went with, and all of that, yeah? So we need to have a very strict plan in mind, yeah? So we need to answer about our state, we need to talk about how was our summer, what did we do, who we were doing it with, did we like it, and so on and so on, yeah? And it helps students see the structure in their mind before they actually start writing, and of course to successfully complete the task. When we mention decoding errors, especially for providing a targeted support for our students. In full blast, you haven't seen it yet. In full blast, there are lines. There are lines. Yeah, in writing, I think there are lines. Am I wrong? No? For writing tasks, I believe there are lines that you could use to write. No? Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I will let our editors know. For some reason, I thought there were lines in the maybe not in the test book, but for sure I know that in grammar book there are lines for the writing tasks. But if there aren't lines in the test booklet for Full Blast Plus, I will let our editors know. No, thank you, Pan Bogdan. So when we talk about understanding, decoding errors for to provide students with insights after they have done any tasks. So of course we need to remember that decoding those errors, it's basically using the tests that students have done to diagnose their pattern of errors. Yeah. So for example, we have completed the analysis, and then we need to distinguish the error types that students have made. Is it a fundamental grammar gap that our students consistently have problems with? They constantly, for example, mix up gerunds and infinitives, or maybe it's a very specific misunderstanding because they understand that they need to use present perfect in this sentence, but they mix up since and for. Yeah, that happens very often, and even a lot of students that I taught had this problem, and it was a lot of fun to make them understand how different for and since are. And maybe those errors that students make come from misreading the text. Yeah, so misunderstanding the meaning behind the sentences in the text. So you probably remember the reading task that students had from Prepare, 3 texts about different people and true or false. And maybe they misunderstood the parts of sentences that show different things, yeah? Maybe they need some more practice focusing on question words for particular tasks or anything else. But this decoding process turns the test results into actionable insights. Yeah, and in turn, it allows us as teachers to provide focused support for students where it's the most needed. And when students understand why they made the mistake and they practice regularly, their confidence grows, and the test anxiety that they might have had before will definitely change. Yeah. So just very quickly as a summary here. So we can have a very big power of integration here. Yeah, when we use the grammar book, the test book, and make it all work together as one big system. Effective use relies on the integration of the components. So basically, we teach the grammar to students with the text, with the grammar book. Yeah. Then we use the test book, booklet, to assess the application of what our students have learned from the grammar book. And then we diagnose errors, yeah? We analyze the results to see the weaknesses that our students have. And then we provide a targeted follow-up, a result, yeah? To show students which problems they had, yeah? And either we revisit the grammar book to fill in those content gaps that students have, or we focus on more specific strategies that students need more practice with, or maybe they need just more practice with their skills. And also the usage of some supplementary resources that can come in handy. Yeah, so explore all of the components of the courses, but where can I find them? Now, let me show you where you can find all of those resources and use it to your advantage. So, tell me, please, if you can see the Lingvist publishing website right now. Tell me in the chat box, can you see it? Yes, okay, very good. So, I think you have visited the Lingvist publishing website very often. So, just a quick walkthrough. So here in the section для вчителя, in the secondary school, we have additional pages. See, you just scroll down. You can see the full blast test booklet, full blast grammar, same for prepare. Yeah, prepare tests, prepare grammar. So on each page for each of the book, you can find the audios that you need for the tests, and of course, the keys that you can use. When it comes to grammar, same thing, yeah? So all of the additional resources, they are all here. Also, the materials that you can use, remember I told you about the internet support. So you can find it all here. This section для учнів та учениць. You click on «Оберіть свій підручник» and you choose the grade that you need. So for example, let's use grade 7 here. And we have prepare. And we have resources and fun. So all of the units, yeah, they have each their own buttons. And for example, let's choose unit 18. So all of the audio resources that you need, the videos for each unit, the vocabulary worksheet, yeah, that comes in handy for additional vocabulary practice, and you can check your students' knowledge right here. Also, here I'm going back. All of these vocabulary buttons will lead your students to the set of Quizlet cards that cover the vocabulary that is given in each unit. Yeah. Here for the grammar games. So grammar games, for example, here, they are all supported by word wall, and they are all different. So, for example, here we have the first conditionals, and we need to put the parts of the sentences in the correct order. Yeah, so if it rains, come on, we won't go to the park. Yeah, and so on and so on. And also the writing activity is linked to the, to the writing activity that was given in the unit in the student's book. Also, something that I find very, very interesting is the IVB resource for the Full Blast Plus. So let me show you. It has, I hope you can see my screen right now. Yeah. It has the student's book, the workbook, the grammar book for each of the topics, yeah, in its interactive form. And you can use it without any problems, yeah? So all of the explanations, all of the information is very accessibly used. Why I love IVB resources so much? Because they don't need you to have it, to have internet connection. You just download it, install it on your laptop or on your computer, and no problem with, even if you don't have any internet, it works just fine. Of course, if you use it on your PC, yeah, when you don't have electricity, you probably won't be able to use it. But if you use it on your laptop, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, yeah. So if you have any questions for me, I will be happy to answer them. And again, just a very quick summary, but yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Pan Bogdan, do you mean like a textbook or a workbook, or do you mean IVB? Because IVB is free of charge, we don't sell it. The textbook, the teacher's book, and the workbook, from what I know, will be up for availability, up for sale, somewhere around the end of June. Maybe a little bit early, but usually when we have the materials in our warehouses, when it is ready to enter the market, we have a post ready to go, and we will let you all know. Trust me. If you mean the IVB, I'm not sure. We are waiting for the information from our partners from Publications, because they are the ones who are creating the IVB. We are not creating the IVB. The Publications do that. And as soon as IVB would be available, again, I will make a post, and you will be aware that it is here, and you can get it. Okay. Thank you thank you everyone for joining me here today. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, okay. There is a Full Blast Plus 4 that is available to order, but it's international variant of Full Blast Plus. It's not the Ukrainian version. I don't know, maybe your colleague has the Full Blast Plus 4, but it's not the Ukrainian version. The Ukrainian Nush version will have number 8 on the cover, not number 4. Okay, thank you everyone for joining me here today. Please stay safe, take care of yourselves, of your families, of your students, and hopefully I will see some of you in Lviv in June. I'm very much looking forward to meeting some of you in person. To be honest with you, I miss offline events so much. So again, stay safe, take care, and I will see you all during my next All Ukrainian webinar. Also, remember that this month, I will also have a webinar for primary school, which happens frequently, and it's called Let's Read with Imagine Reading Anthology 2. So tune in. You can learn something fun, something interesting if you work with primary school students. And you also can get your hands on a certificate for your students for attending the reading session. Okay. Oh, Pan Serhiy, hello. I didn't notice you before. Thank you. Again, I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in, for being here with me today. And I will see you very, very soon. Okay, goodbye, everyone. Good.